Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
I'm recording.
Woo!
And I died. I'm browning. Oh, crap. What's our social media? Yay.
Yay!
I, for the first time...
Oh, gosh, I haven't posted anything on that in a hot minute.
I almost said the wrong name on the intro.
What did you almost say?
Not that. I was like, what are we again? What are we again? Welcome to Brickable. Just kidding. It was Rise of the Podcast. Oh, so I've got some fun stories. You said you've got some Discord stories, Chris. I'm actually prepared. I took notes off of my phone this time because I always take notes.
What is that, a chef hat?
It's a chef hat. I borrowed it from my mom.
All right, so
we have that notepad.
do me a favor, Jeremy.
Yes.
Hold that up to the front camera so people can see your handwriting. No, come on, bring her all the way up.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Hold it a little bit that way, a little bit to your left. Stop. Back it up a little bit. There you go. So there you go. That's Jeremy's handwriting, everybody. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. For
It's
just
funny.
Jump right in.
Talking about Jerry's handwriting. When we did our series of good bads of the Star Wars movies, Jeremy wrote down his bads in the notebook. His good bads in the notebook, and then he expected me to be able to translate them. And there were some I'd be like, Jeremy, what's it say? And he wouldn't even be able to read it.
Yeah, it's only like 2 days later. He has no idea what his opinions of Star Wars are.
Yep.
Kara, really quick, since you're on her angle, Chris, can you guys see her eyeshadow? It's a flag.
Oh, it's not a flag. It's red, white, and then blue underneath.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's glitter.
Happy birthday, America.
It's going to be everywhere.
My sister and brother-in-law are having a celebrating America party right now, and it is... That's why I came down here early with the Switch.
Yeah, is that not the best part about the Switch?
Yep.
Undock.
I was like, I'm getting the heck out of here. I'm going to go hang out down. I was like, so no AC at the house.
Really?
What?
Is it stay cool in the basement?
No.
No.
Not even. So normally it does, but then I'm down there generating heat. The computer's on generating heat.
Yeah, that's true.
What you need is like the little AC unit we have down here, and then just pump the hot air upstairs.
Yeah, so there's a dehumidifier down there, and
that
at
makes
night,
heat, yeah.
I have a fan in the window to blow cold air in.
Yeah.
If it gets cold enough, didn't last night. It was
Right.
miserable last night.
That's a bummer.
That sucks.
But anyway, so I was like sitting down here, got the AC on, blowing on me, playing Pokemon on the Switch.
It's so awesome. Is that a big comment?
Swanky says, speaking of your bads, my most hated moment, like the bads, good and bads.
Yeah.
My most hated moment in Attack of the Clones is the forced, I got a bad feeling about this when it's clearly already a dangerous situation that everyone is aware of.
Yeah.
Hey, Cad Bane the Bounty Hunter. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hi, Cad Bane. Hi.
Welcome back.
So, speaking of the good and bad and then the earlier movies, so we watched Bad Batch today, but then I had seen online somewhere, I saw a funny thing, and it said, if Vader's going to become like this Imperial, officer and be in charge of, Palpatine's right-hand man, I really hope he dispatched a platoon of stormtroopers to go kill Sebulba and his family. And I was like, damn!
Oh my gosh.
Brutal. But it would be...
I think you would just show up in person and be like, nice pod racer,
That's
crunch.
Right? It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Kaboom! You got a taillight out on your pod racer.
Oh, yeah. It does the nightstick trick, but with his lightsaber.
Right. Super funny. Anyways, hello. We're going to be just BSing for a little bit there, Cad Bane the Bounty Hunter and Swanky. Good to see you back, man. So 4th of July weekend, the air show was just in Duluth, and humongous turnout. I've been to quite a few, and I see planes every day, so it's not as big of a deal to me.
Oh, the miracle of flight. Boring.
Well, they're so loud, and they always hit afterburners every single time.
Ruin our phone conversations.
I know every time I need to say something verbally to somebody else, every time.
The hilarious part to me is usually he'll be trying to say, oh, it's going to be kind of loud and you won't be able to hear me, and I'll be like, what? And he'd be like, oh, I was just saying
Just
it was loud.
assume what he's going to say at that point.
Yeah.
We were sitting there talking, and we go everywhere and things like that all over the place. And so I was listening to this cool story that when these guys went overseas, they were talking to the Russian planes have always been interesting to me. And so during the Cold War, Chris, what do you think they used in the coolant system in Russian fighter planes?
Well, it's got to be vodka.
It is.
They use vodka for literally everything. So actually, I knew that because of Adam Savage.
Really?
Yep. They had a cosmonaut suit that is vodka cooled.
Well, so Kara at first was like, "Oh, isn't alcohol flammable?" But it's actually a really good coolant. And if you remember The Rocketeer, the movie,
Yeah.
he's
Haven't
like,
seen it.
as soon as it gets
Wait, you haven't seen The Rocketeer?
No.
The
I only
jetpack
watch good
gets-
movies.
The Rocketeer is a good movie.
We've had this discussion. The rocket pack gets ricocheted,
Yep.
and he tastes it. It's in his rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
They use rubbing alcohol in that. Or no, is that the fuel?
I think that was a fuel.
Well, you
I
guys
don't
figure
remember
that
because
out.
he puts the gum over it and then later on.
Well, anyway, so here's what was really
Spoilers for Rocketeer.
So-
Gum is in it.
That came out in the 90s.
peak Jennifer Connelly. That's all I'm saying. Anyways,
Jennifer Connelly.
yeah.
Jeremy's major crush, apparently.
Oh, well, I'm glad I haven't seen the movie
she's
then.
kinda
Woof.
pretty.
But anyways, so when Pat was overseas, he was talking to one of these crew chiefs that worked on these airplanes, and he said, "Hey, check this out." And he went over and he hit the little bleed zerk on the airplane and just caught it right in his mouth, and he was just taking shots right off the airplane.
Isn't that going to affect the cooling system of the airplane?
Well, the part of the thing that's actually kind of cool about it is if you have like I used to have a car that required like GMs take Dex Cool, right?
Yep.
So instead of you got to go find Dex Cool, now they have like Universal Cool. BMWs take BMW Blue. And,
BMW coolant is like 3 times as expensive as anybody else's, and it comes in little itty bitty bottles.
and so is their stupid power steering fluid. And so what's kind of cool about using grain alcohol, and especially during the Cold War, is if they had to divert somewhere, they never had to worry about where they were diverting to, having the appropriate coolant. You could literally just go to the farmer and be like, "You landed in this
Igor,
field.
give me your coolant.
Give me your vodka," and you just pour it.
It's for Mother Russia and for me.
So do you know off the top of your head, really quick, what did Adam Savage do with grain alcohol cooling or something?
Oh no! It literally was just straight up. Like, he had just bought tons of vodka and like the whole thing was about building the pump for it. But so they built the pump, and then to test it out, they dumped whatever it is, like 3 liters of vodka into the thing.
Oh,
And was like pumping around. It was like, wow, it's incredibly cool.
that's awesome. Oh, just to test to see if it worked?
Well, yeah, well, it's because he's using an authentic suit for one of his cosmonaut cosplays, and he's like, if they use this coolant suit, I'm gonna use it to keep me cool during the con.
That's genius.
Smart.
So and then you can go and just take a hit off it when you get back to the hotel room.
Well, that's right.
I want to
Or-
read Cad Bane's comment.
I was gonna say there's a long one there.
Funny. So he says, funny thing. Speaking of Vader, I saw this post earlier saying that after the Empire started, that many people in the galaxy believe that Jar Jar and Vader were the same person.
No.
His head's in the wrong shape is the only reason why I wouldn't immediately buy that. But Jar Jar was taller than Anakin.
That's true.
Yeah.
What if he... This is morbid. We're not a morbid Star Wars podcast. Like, what if he, like, just cut Jar Jar's legs off and used him as stilts to get taller?
Oh my
It's not
gosh.
robotic legs. It's just Jar Jar's legs.
Well, if you've seen Jar Jar move, that would be a downgrade.
It would be. It would be.
I do love when he gets his tongue stuck in between the pod racer and he... Or when Qui-Gon just grabs it out of midair. Those are the
He's
best
like
Qui-Gons.
snapping at
Yeah.
flies or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's super funny. So that was my fun fact about that.
I'm sorry that I spoiled your fun fact. but
No,
I had
that's okay. That's
knowledge.
impressive. I'd rather have people guess and like that's what's fun about it. Anyways, all right. So next thing. So I have coworkers, obviously. We talked about I have to correct last week's. It was not deer piss that made the mailman puke up. It was deer repellent, which is probably worse. I
Probably
have no
wolf
idea.
pee.
Oh, right. To keep the deer. So anyways, that was editor's note that. So anyways, I was listening.
I'm so glad that people are fact checking us.
So one of my coworkers has a neighbor from hell. So if you have any funny
Is it
neighbors,
the devil?
well, if literally,
I'm Satan. Welcome to the neighborhood.
according to this coworker, yes, it probably is. So
I made you a brimstone gift basket.
so it started off with his neighbor sold their house, and then the people who bought it immediately tried to build on the property line. So that
Well, there's like you have to stay so far away from the property line.
you do, and so Brett went and approached him and said, "Hey."
Spoiler.
I know.
It was Brett.
I know.
I like how he starts like a coworker, this
I
secret
didn't
person
wanna-
you
I
don't
didn't wanna-
know.
But anyways,
And then immediately you're like, yeah, here's a
I
social
can't
security
tell
number.
the story without referring to the person. So he approached him though, and he said, "Hey, you want to go 50-50 on a survey, and then you can build on your side because I'm pretty sure you're already getting close where they had marked out." He goes, "Nope, I'm good. If you want it, you can pay for it." So he let the guy build the entire like this deck and put in a stone walkway, and then after he was all done, then he had it Brett had it surveyed and paid the money out of pocket, and this guy's like beautiful hand-cut stone path went so far over the property line it wasn't even funny. And then the guy got all grumpy because he had to like rip up all of the stone path, and then it was even cutting like right along his deck, so we had to like chop his deck down and make it smaller. And then in the township that he lives,
that serves you right, honestly.
It does.
I know,
It really
I know.
does. You need to get that stuff surveyed before you go out and decide to build. Like,
We had a neighbor that did something similar, but my dad, when we had the property surveyed, left the stake in.
Yep.
And it's just been there forever. And he's like, the guy's putting in a walkway going from his front yard to his backyard, and he's like, our fence, we got a variance is on the property line. Right? Or no, never. Sorry, we didn't get a variance. We wanted to build it on the property line. It's 3 feet back or whatever it has to be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's going along the fence.
Yep.
That's our property.
yeah.
So then he does the whole thing or whatever, and like, long story short, he had to move the thing too, and he got all salty about it.
Exactly.
Like, dude, get that checked out before you decide to go spend money on it.
They told him before you built it, like we're back from the property line because we had to be back from the property line when we built the thing because the old neighbors wouldn't give him a variance.
Right. So and depending on the township and everything, there's some like maintenance rules. So like we had a neighbor who built right on the property line, right in Cloquet. And if they build it on the property line, then I can do whatever I want to to the fence that's on my side. I can paint it. I can do whatever I wanted. But if they put it back, then they're responsible for maintenance. And But it's a mess. So anyway, so Brett built a fence, like a 6-foot tall privacy fence up next. So now the guy like opens his door out of the side of his house, like into Brett's fence.
Gabe says, "Any Ewoks here?"
Oh, right.
That's
Yeah,
what I
over
was
there,
saying.
over there, and some in there too.
In the corner.
So anyway,
Look at them making out.
Yeah, still.
Bottom right hand corner of the screen, the Tuscan Raider and the
Tuscans definitely turned away.
the Stormtrooper and the Tuscan Raider are
it's
closer friends now.
It's like me and Kara. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Go to kiss her. No, I go to kiss her. Anyways, so
you are the person who made that noise.
It is true.
that's why I
is
did
true.
it. That's why I was being funny. So then he takes the fence, and so the neighbor was still being annoying with like stuff, I guess. So he takes it and puts it all the way down to the water line because he lives in a lake. Okay. So the news thing, he comes to work and he's like, "Hey Pat, what's the water laws about where you can put your boat dock?" So now these two, it's so funny to me. It's just now this guy put his dock because you're like, no one owns the water. You own so far into the beach, but like no one owns the water. So he put the dock straight out at the edge of his property line, and then he starts pulling up the pontoon so it's like out in front of Brett's yard, and it's like taking up water line in front of his house. Mm-hmm. So then to counteract that, Brett parks his jet skis right next to him, and he's like, "They're beater jet skis. They'll bobbing and the waving will just scratch up the side of his pontoon." Like, it's malicious compliance every day between these two. So that's what cracks me up.
Oh my gosh.
I would be so mad if I had a neighbor like that.
I would be too.
Well, that was like our old neighbor. His name was Mike, and he let his kids. So we had a 60-foot wide by 200 feet deep, so decent length piece of property. He would let his like 8-9-year-old. They had a little 125cc 4-wheeler. He couldn't take it off property, but he let the kid drive it around the yard. So from like 8 in the morning until like 4 in the afternoon, I'm shitting you not, he would vroom, 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 vroom all day long. So you'd hear
I was ready to go slash those tires.
You'd hear a 4-wheeler go, real, real, real. It was so annoying. Oh, was it brutal?
So here's the problem, because Ryan talks to me all the time about he wants to live outside of town or whatever, right?
Right.
You can't get the internet outside of town.
I know.
In 2021, you should be able to get internet anywhere in the solar system.
We can't get internet here.
Yeah, but we don't have noisy neighbors either.
That's true.
But so it's like, oh, it'd be nice to get a little bit of property just outside of town. But then it's like you can't connect to anything. You don't have access to nothing. You can't win either way.
So I like neighbor is such a funny word because it implies friend, but most neighbors.
I think it implies that they live next door to you.
Well, you and I, we've had this talk. Some people use the word neighbor very liberally, and that it could be anybody that's
within your 14 square block radius. Like if you can throw like a missile and hit
Right.
it,
it's your neighbor.
Gabe says, I had a neighbor like that playing his car audio all day long.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if there's been a resurgence, and I used to have subwoofers, but I don't know if there's been a resurgence that woofers are cool again.
Ryan has some in his car.
No.
No, so before you know the SUV that was parked next to us at Menards when you went in today? He had subwoofers. He like turned on his car and suddenly was like, yeah, it was just like, boom. I was like, what the? Like, is this Mazda CX-9 not exactly what you'd expect subwoofers to be in? But this guy
Tara,
just goes.
what do you expect subwoofers to be in?
That clapped out truck that we saw.
Gabe said he sniped out a speaker with his BB rifle.
Yes, Gabe! Yes!
Swanky says, I've never had a bad neighbor. So I'm starting to think that I'm the bad neighbor.
That's usually the case, right?
Well, here's what you need to do. You just need to go outside and you need to crank Rise of the podcast so that your whole entire neighborhood has to hear you.
You need to get a questionable microwave and just microwave fish in it all day right next to the property line. There's no smell laws.
Well, so to finish the subwoofer thing really quick, because the other day I was driving down Arrowhead Road in Duluth, and a car went by me with like the loudest subwoofers I've ever heard in person. And it like, you know when you see the videos online where the windows shake? Mm-hmm. When he went by, my windows did that. It was, I mean, I just cannot describe it anything other than that. It was unbelievable. And then when we were driving around today, there was that one that went by us.
As Derek would say, that truck was clapped out.
Yeah.
It was a rust bucket. Like, the bed was a different color than the cab, and it was rusty, and it was gross, and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What?
Carol, we just keep telling the story.
Keep telling a
Why?
story.
Oh, I don't know what to talk about.
You're so inconspicuous, Jeremy.
Jeremy is... I think you just need to show this. It's hilarious.
That's funny.
It's funny.
No, people want to know how to use their What? I never left.
You didn't realize your head was like in my camera.
It's like you were like a shark, just like kneeing on the bottom of the frame.
I never left.
He was trying so hard, guys. He was trying so hard.
Oh,
What, did I knock the
hilarious.
light bar down?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody did.
Should I do it again?
No.
Brad says, "Is he licking things again?"
I wanted to bring a Switch cartridge, but there is a Switch here. But I'll let it be. Kara's never.
I'm not going.
I know you're not.
I'm not going.
I know you're not.
Cam says the other day I was out on the lake and there was a pontoon boat with subs blasting.
Pontoon?
How?
So here's the thing.
What are you trying to make the fish deaf?
Someone, if you put someone in a boat, suddenly it's the wild goddamn west.
I know.
People drink on boats all the time. It's a motor vehicle.
I know. So
People are reckless in boats, and it makes me mad.
Yep.
So what amazes me is like that's what's so weird about water. We live on Lake Superior. It's like a huge lake.
It's ostensibly a freshwater ocean.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It truly
largest lake
is.
Largest lake by area in the world.
Yes. And so, you know the canal, right?
Yep.
Where the lift bridge is? There was a couple of jet skis that went in the canal and then they were just showboating.
Yeah.
So they were like making waves and then hitting it and just like, wee.
One guy almost biffed it completely.
And it's like, that's a major shipping lane.
Yeah.
We're talking about giant ore ships, okay?
Yeah, 1,000-footers.
You've got
From
all of the
around the
other
world.
boat traffic, and if they did fall, is it just going to hold up all boat traffic? I mean, come on. You can't,
they're interrupting an international commerce lane.
the ships go from there all the way out to ocean, underneath the Horn of Africa. Oh, they go around the whole world. They come into Duluth.
Yep. They're like, man, I've been all around the world. Duluth's the crappiest place I've ever been. No, Duluth's fine.
Yeah,
I love Duluth. I really do.
I don't like the government in Duluth.
Nobody does.
I don't know. Nobody really does.
Brad's
but-
here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Either that or somebody posting on Brad's behalf is here.
oh no, Brad, come back to don't let people take over your stuff.
It's
you gotta
dried
hack
bread.
Russian hackers.
They can cancel our meat.
Russian
Not
hackers.
hack our Brad.
It's not
No, I'm
Brad, it's
kidding.
Vlad. He's like, yes, I like Star Wars. It is a good movie.
So I've got some beef with the LA police. So Duluth cracked down on fireworks this year. I don't know how the old people have come in and taken over. And I talked to you about this, right?
Yeah. No, I heard it on the radio, too. It's,
Yeah. So they're done. No more like warnings. You are going to get a ticket or
a fine. You're going to get a fine
It's
and or jail time.
or jail time.
It's $1,000 fine or 90 days in
Up
jail.
to 90 days in jail.
Okay, up to
I would
90
give
days in
everyone
jail.
90 days. If they're gonna flex and be jerks, do it 100% of the way.
Yeah, cover it up.
Last night, somebody did light off fireworks. So while Chip was asleep, I was putting him to bed, and somebody lit off fireworks. Do not light off fireworks
No,
by my
I told
child.
Chris it's fine. If we have to deal with a couple of waking up babies due to fireworks.
Who will be dealing with it, though, Jeremy?
Well, just think, he's gonna be alive for hundreds of thousands of days. If like a half dozen of them over the next couple of years are ruined,
For fireworks. I'm all for fireworks because I was that kid. So I can't like be, no fireworks now. Does Brad know what I'm going to talk about?
he says they light off fireworks 24/7, 365 here.
I
I think that's
no.
probably automatic
Well-
machine gun fireworks.
Here's the thing. If Jeremy's okay with fireworks being lit off and I'm not, if Chip wakes up from fireworks being lit off, you get to put him back to sleep.
I'll put him back.
And you
All
just
right.
wrap them up in your
You all
American
heard
flag
it.
swaddle and be like, this is what your country is about, son.
Except the child hates being swaddled.
Let me put you on my knee, boy, and tell you what life's all about. And then crack a
Right.
Budweiser at like 3:15 in the morning. Be like, so here's some life lessons. Men died for our freedom, the freedom to blow up fireworks, even at 2:15 in the morning when you're trying to take a nap. Now remember, those soldiers are heroes. Do you want to disgrace a hero, son? I didn't think so.
Oh, Lord.
Now go date your daddy is smoking a pipe. Or was it slippers? Whoops, smoking a pipe's the same thing.
So
Damn, that was so close to being good.
so Duluth was doing this thing, right? So
Yeah.
my buddy calls me up and he's like, "Hey, did you hear what happened in LA?" And I said, "No, what happened?" And he goes, "Police confiscated like 2,000 pounds of firework from this apartment."
One guy?
One guy, okay?
Well, that seems like a criminal amount of fireworks to
Well,
me.
it only became criminal when they tried to ignite it in the bomb squad truck and took out half a city block.
They blew up part of the town?
They did. So what happened was, I've read I went and looked at 3 different news sources because what I had heard from him was the police intentionally tried to dispose of some of them on scene in the bomb truck. And then other people said they accidentally went off. Well, here's my thought process.
Gabe says it looked like a nuke.
It did. It blew a car over. It was unreal. And 6 people got injured. Luckily, nobody died, I believe. It blew out storefront glass. So here's the thing.
So your beef is with the LAPD on this.
My beef is with the LAPD for one reason. They tried to make it seem like it went off. They just went off. But they were stored in this guy's apartment for how long? So one news site recorded that the police tried to blow them up to dispose of them, right, on scene. And the other one made it seem like it went off by accident. But they were stored in this guy's apartment. They never went off. And then on the video, you can hear the police say, "Fire in the hole." And then, boom, the truck blows to smithereens. So why would they say fire in the hole unless they were igniting him and trying to
Maybe there's
dispose
just
of
somebody
him?
being a troll and he just had really good timing.
Right?
Swanky said it was 5,000 pounds, I thought, and the homemade ones are the ones that went off.
Oh.
Hot
See,
dang.
no. It was all, I'm just going off what I think.
You're going to argue with Swanky?
No, they were all
He's going to
probably
demote you
real.
to sub-Hank tier on the Discord.
And I will continue to be queen of...
Speaking of Discord, you can join us on Discord. There's a link in the description. Go ahead and join in there. Jeremy and Carrie don't go on there very much because they suck, but I'm on there kind of frequently and talk to people.
I need to get on there. I
Chris, you
put a
put me on.
6-month-old.
Oh my God. Swanky says done and done.
But so I think they lit him off. And they're trying to brush it under the rug. There's no reason to say fire in the hole.
I wouldn't put it past them to be like, you want to see some cool stuff?
Or just they might even be, whatever. They'll put the little dome over it and set them down in there. Or maybe they wanted to dispose of the homemade ones if there was homemade ones.
They realized how powerful they were.
Yeah, they were didn't realize how volatile they were.
You would think that expert bomb disposal people would have an idea. It's like, we've got 37,000 tons of TNT. I think this blanket should take care of it.
Remember what I said? No one knows what they're doing.
No, everyone's BSing you at all times. We don't know anything about Star Wars. We've just been faking it the entire time. I've never seen a single frame of it.
So I thought that one was funny. I was like, you got to be kidding me. No one got like killed, I think. Maybe Swanky can correct
Missing
me on that
limbs,
one,
it's
too.
fine.
Yeah.
Well,
Maimed for life. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I don't know either.
it's a classical thing, like people that play with fireworks just have missing digits, is all. You haven't seen all of Clarkson Farm, have you?
No, I haven't.
So I think, Chris, you like Jeremy Clarkson, do you not?
Yeah.
The guy's really funny.
He's hilarious. He's a dickhead, but he's hilarious.
He is hilarious. I think part of the reason why he's actually so witty is because he reads a lot of books, I guess. But as he goes to this farm auction, he sees these people walking by, and he's like, see, now that's a classic farmer. He's like, just all in all, he's like, and so he walks up to this guy, and he's like, how's it going? You here to buy some farm machinery? And he's like, oh, I'm a forester. And he goes, oh, chainsaws are scary things. You can lose a finger. And the guy goes like this, and he's missing some fingers. I was like, I did
see that one.
That is super funny to me. Oh, Clarkson.
He says bomb squad would never explode in the truck. It would be done on site, and it's usually with more explosive to force the explosion downwards.
Well, he's like, but did the police do it? Like maybe bomb squad showed up, and then they like let the police, like they weren't paying attention or didn't have the truck secured.
So bomb squad's like the adult, and the cops were like a toddler, and we're like, you're fine. Turn around for 1 second, boom, they're not
Half
fine.
the city's gone.
Exactly.
I'm interested to see what the fallout is on this.
We'll probably never hear.
Well, that's what Brad is for. You're our pipeline to LA News.
Well, it's funny. Swanky's the one commenting on it. I wanted to know what Brad's thoughts were. Just curious, or if he had heard. I mean, he had obviously.
Brad was one of the ones
like,
that blew him
I
up.
lost my cat in the explosion.
Yeah, we don't know what Brad does. Maybe Brad was the cop who set it off.
He was the one who said fire in the hole.
Yeah, he got quiet suddenly when we started talking about it. Oh, there he is. He says people are literally lighting fireworks now.
Oh
there
my
you go.
gosh. No, I'm sorry. I was totally fine with fireworks until we had a kid.
Nope,
and then
you
it was
can't
just
do
like,
that.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
change your
I
mind just because it
didn't
inconveniences
realize.
you now.
See, but now, like I never lit off fireworks though.
Yeah.
My family never bought fireworks, so I never was
we
part of
don't
the
either.
problem.
Oh, I did.
And so I was okay with it. Whatever, it didn't affect me. But now that I'm a mom and I know what other moms have gone through, I feel bad for them.
I still think
I'm okay.
But I was
with it.
never part of the problem because I never actually let any off. So
Well, it's like, yeah, but
boom.
I didn't know what mortars were the very first time I lit one off. I almost blew up somebody's car at the high school.
The
you
most I
remember-
ever did was those little like things you slap on the ground, they
the
crack.
whippersnappers.
Yeah, that's what
living
like.
dangerously.
Do you,
I know.
do you remember? I think it was you, me, Eric, and Tony were shooting bottle rockets at each other up and down the street, and like one landed like in Tony's pocket.
Dude, I've had so many fireworks stories. I mean, David and I were lighting one in the high school parking lot, just a plain old firecracker, and I don't know, this one was just badly manufactured. I literally watched the fuse, I lit it, and it went like that. Like it went like that. I went, huh! And I went, and as soon as the firework left my fingertips, it blew up, and we're both hurched over it because of the wind. So it was like, my ears were ringing. That's probably why I have bad hearing. From that, we go bomb. That stupid firework.
Well, a regular firecracker won't do anything to your hand if it's open.
Right.
But if it's closed, it'll knock fingers off.
Oh, so if it's open, I would have been all right.
Yeah, like it was out of your hand.
It would have blew my fingers apart, not probably.
Yeah. But if you're like holding it like it's just like a.
Who holds it like a grenade?
I don't know. But I'm just saying, like that's just like the explosive force. Like the surface impact is nothing, but if you enclose the explosion, it'll rip your hand apart.
So my dad used to get the ones that dance around on the ground. You light them, they go, you know, and
yeah.
Some of them bounce, and then the ones with the wings fly. Mm-hmm. So the ones that I lit one, and my dad lit one, and he said, "Son, go stand far away." So I went like along the side of the garage and then up this little ramp, and he lit it in the center of the driveway. The thing went straight towards the garage, took a left, and then went right up between my legs, and then blew up. It burnt the inside of my pants right here with a hole. And it was like, he told me to stand out of the way, and I did, and the thing homed in on me. And then we had the ones with the wings, and we went
Chip's
all
lucky
the way,
to be here.
I know. We went all the way down to the end of the driveway, and this was at my brother-in-law's house, and he lit the one that spins and flies. It went up straight over through the open garage door and landed on the car cover of his Capri and lit his car cover on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Yep. Tons and tons and tons of
Well, there we go,
fireworks
guys.
stories.
Got fireworks. We know Jeremy has a story for fireworks now.
Yeah, well, I would imagine that's like an easy one.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
20
I mean-
so one time I bought the I bought the one that goes off 21. It's 21 mortars in one holder.
Box, yeah.
One box. So I was like, I lit one off by my house, just a mortar, a single one, and then I went down the road, out kind of in the country, but not too far out of town, and I lit the first one, and it was twice as big and twice as loud as the one I had just lit off. And there was 20 more following it. It was like past the point of no return because it's lit. So I'm like, I gotta get out of here because I'm gonna get busted because it's going qua-boom, qua-boom, qua-boom. So I just took off as it's just going right in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere, but not really. And, I was waiting for the
It's on
police
the
to
edge of
show up on
nowhere.
that. Yeah, it's on the
As
edge
Jeremy's
of nowhere.
blazing out of there in his RX-7.
Oh man.
Inconspicuous.
So yesterday, like, people on all sides of my parents' house were blowing off fireworks, and my mom was like getting ticked off.
Yeah.
And she's been one of those people that always gets ticked off at fireworks people. And a police car drove by, and my mom yells at the police car, "Aren't you going to do anything with those effing people doing the fireworks?" Like, as the windows are down. They totally heard her. She was standing by the front door of her house, and they were like at the end of the driveway, and she yelled at them. Because, like, as a firework goes off, the police just took off.
Yep.
Didn't do anything.
See, that's what Duluth is like. All right, fine. We're going to do something about it. Everyone in jail.
Yeah.
That's their answer to it. America. Just throw everyone in jail for lighting
Everybody's
off
gonna, just going to go over to Wisconsin,
here's
light
the
stuff
thing.
out in
Well,
Superior.
you can get fun with fireworks in Wisconsin.
You can. You know,
Minnesota, you're not allowed to purchase a firework that explodes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Or
lame.
detonate a firework that explodes.
But who doesn't love whistling bottle rockets? I mean, I've shot ever since my dad taught me that you could hold onto the stick and let them go. I mean, I'd hold on to them, and the second they go, I've burnt my fingers every now and then, but it's fine. It's fun.
You got to teach Chip how to
Fun.
do
You
that.
point
Next
Roman
week.
candles at
Jeremy's
each other.
idea of fun is like whacked to me. It's fun to look at 9-volt battery. It's fun to look at a switch cartridge. It's fun to burn your fingers while holding a firework.
No, David and I used to shoot Roman candles at each other.
Yep.
I mean,
How is that fun?
because you got to see if you
There's
don't
an
want to get
element of
hit.
danger.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I don't
You
understand.
don't have enough
It's-
testosterone to understand.
it's
Karen.
Clearly, I have
Truly.
2 brothers. I was a tomboy growing up, but we definitely never shot stuff at each other like that.
They never got the taste of what fireworks could be.
Yeah.
I used to play with gasoline. I mean, you know those.
You're
I don't
not
want
surprised you're not a murderer. You're like the
Seriously.
murderer
No,
triangle.
no.
You're like,
the
I
only
got
thing he didn't
fire.
do was torture animals.
Yep.
no,
That's
but
how they start.
it's just who doesn't love it's you walk a line. You just walk the line of
Insanity.
No, of fun. You learn the boundaries. You learn from your mistakes.
So what's on the other line? That other side of that.
So
fun
First degree
line?
murder.
I don't know if I've told this. I don't know if I've told this story or not. But I was at work one day, and it was a new thing on TV. You drill an anchor into the side of a cliff, and then you swing. And you swing, and then you go back and forth and back and forth, and then when you run out of momentum, you just climb the rope back up and you come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some people died. 2 people died. So my coworker goes, Rick, at the time, Rick goes, oh, they should make that illegal. That's just dumb. It's self-policing.
Yep.
If you die, you're not going to do it anymore.
Yep,
There
that-
doesn't need to be, we don't need
Yep, that
laws.
gene pool is taken care
Oh.
of.
We don't
my
need laws to
gosh.
tell you not to do that because some people can do it perfectly safe. People rock climb, people slack line, people tightrope,
Yep.
people swing. If it gets dangerous when somebody just goes and does it for the first
Yeah,
time on.
it's dangerous if you're like forcing someone to do it. It's like you go almost commit suicide.
But I hate that. I hate.
Brad says you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Oh, see.
You had
Oh,
a BB
man.
gun, I'm sure.
Oh, was I mad at David? Oh my goodness! So David had a BB. Who didn't have it? I don't know. So David sits there and we were shooting at each other. So we'd do 5 pumps and we'd shoot each other in the butt or in the at a distance. So David
Ever heard of paintball guns?
thought, Chris
BB
got
guns
me.
are cheap.
Okay, Chris killed my paintball enthusiasm because he invites me. I finally get a gun. I'm super excited. It's March around here, so it's like 30 degrees out. We go to play for the first time ever at Nick's house. I'm up in a child's play
It was
tower.
Yeah, we converted an old slide thing into like a sniper thing, like a sniper tower, but we had to leave some openings in there so it wasn't OP.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Chris was like, you're behind a garage ostensibly.
Yep.
And he shoots a shot. It curves around the tower, cuts through an opening, and hits me right in the neck with what ended up being a frozen paintball. I had the face shield on. I had like a thick winter jacket on, and he hit me right in exposed skin neck. That was it. I was done with paintball. Self-policing. Right in the neck. Nope. This is stupid.
The funniest part about that is like, I had bought a different barrel for my paintball gun. But for some reason, the threading on the gun itself made it so that the barrel sat in slightly crooked.
Oh.
So that's why it would hook so much.
So it would cook.
I intentionally, I knew you were up there. I was like, how am I going to get it with that? I was like, I swapped barrels to the corner
Yes.
shot
Oh
barrel.
my gosh,
And
Chris.
so the thing is, too, that barrel, so I ended up selling it to somebody else. I sold it to Nick.
Oh, there you go.
We went to Superior Firepower. It was a paintball park. They have a velocity cap. Like, there's like, you can't shoot above like, I think it's like 328 feet per second or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast. And this thing was like at almost 1,000 feet per second. Like, we couldn't turn the CO2 down enough to make it hit the cap. So
Right.
it couldn't be used, because like, it was like designed, it was rifled, and then it was also baffled to help put extra spin on the ball. So it was like, it was insane.
Frozen in the
So
neck.
Jeremy got hit in the neck with basically a marble at 1,000 feet per second.
Yeah, a marble.
Oh my gosh.
I was done. I was like, this is,
But,
I'm
okay,
done.
I
with
don't
You're
it.
know
lucky you didn't like rip
anybody-
your skin open.
I know.
Like,
I don't know anybody who paintballs in northern Minnesota.
I
in
was
March.
excited. It was one
Dude,
of those
we were-
things where it's like
we were playing December, and we were basically just shooting rocks at each other.
you just get excited. It's like you can't
my
wait
gosh.
for it to thaw out. You have to just do it now. The opportunity presented
Are there no
itself.
indoor parks here?
No, it was never supported like that. We had to go to the pawn shop to fill the CO2, and it was freaking expensive.
Yeah, I was
to
like,
fill the CO2.
This is like early 2000s. It's like $9 to fill a 20-ounce container.
And $9 then, you could fill your gas tank for $20.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was
that's
like,
true.
okay, I could fill one 20-ounce CO2 bottle or get a half a tank of gas.
Is paintball still a thing?
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah.
It's never been.
It's
What
way
we
more
should
expensive.
do,
It's
the-
even more expensive now.
The new building, we turn it into a paintball park.
Well, so actually, I was thinking, if for some reason like the studio thing doesn't work out, we could do one of
Do
those
it in the
VR
basement.
things like you guys
Oh, that would
did
be
in the
cool.
cities. We'd
We could-
probably make bank.
Oh,
we could
void.
do the paintball thing down in the basement.
There you go.
Airsoft. Go down into the water pump it all out into the street.
How cool would that be?
That'd be
That'd be
cool.
sick.
That'd be pretty
But
cool.
where am I going to 3D print stuff? I don't want
Yeah.
someone shooting my 3D prints with paintballs.
Right?
We have the whole mezzanine to put stuff. We'll put little.
No, that's where the gear is getting stored. I don't know. I'm just
I was gonna
kidding.
say, and the whole mezzanine. Holy dang, boy!
Well, I mean, I think part of it is going to come down, maybe, but we'll see.
Oh,
Well,
I
the-
would-
While
remains to be-
you're reading, I'll finish.
Okay.
So we had like a 5-pump limit. So I don't know if I was just the guinea pig to David's test. I don't think it was out of vengeance.
oh, we're back to the BB gun.
But David
Yes.
pumped it 20 times. And he's sitting by the tailgate of his truck going, and like, cause you're so there's a cylinder of air, and every time you do the crack pump, you're compressing air into it. I'm surprised the seals didn't blow on.
I was going to say, I'm surprised
So,
that something didn't explode on
He
the gun.
shot me in the butt, okay, at point blank, okay. You know when you hit your head and you get an egg? I not only bruised, I got an egg on my butt. That's how bad it welted. And it was, a BB is the size of a
it didn't.
BB.
It didn't like break cloth and
It-
go
no, it
into-
didn't.
I believe
break
it's
cloth.
.177 caliber, I believe.
It left a welt and egg the size of a 50-cent piece. It was
Dang.
unfreaking believable. It was like 20 pumps, and it was right point blank in the butt.
Did I ever tell you the first time I ever shot my paintball gun?
What'd you shoot it at?
Well, Nick.
Oh, funny.
No, so what we were just messing around. So we were on the same property, but we were like a little bit further down where there's like woods, then a field, and more woods.
Yeah,
And it was basically like, we're basically playing hide and seek. It's two people.
right.
Right? So like I'm hiding and he's coming down the road, and I peek out and I see him like coming down the road, and he's like checking around. Every time I peek out, he's looking somewhere else. So I just let him get closer and closer and closer. We literally get like, I could have just gone doink and barrel poked him, right? I jump out and go, "Badoo!" and I shoot him right in the chest.
Oh.
So it was like an indent and then like a raised welt around it, then it went down, and then there was a big bruise ring around it. He looked like Iron Man. And it felt super bad because like we didn't know anything about like how
That's
much
what I'm
you're
saying,
supposed
yep.
to crank the CO2 up or down.
Yep.
So this is like full bore, point blank, and it's like
my
it was there
gosh.
for months.
Oh,
That was hilarious.
That makes me appreciate. Maybe getting hit in the neck wasn't the worst thing, because maybe if it would have hit me like right in the face, how loud and scary would that have been to like get that like dead center in the face? Maybe it was a good thing I got hit in the neck.
I got shot in the eye at point blank range with a paintball gun. That's why I have
you
glasses.
were upstairs you were up in a tree.
Wait,
right?
that's why you have glasses?
But
Yeah,
the paintball went under the.
No, so here's what happened.
Okay.
I wasn't standing in a tree. There was the ground. And then there's like a little sort of like a sharp hill, and then more ground. It was like 3 or 4 feet deep down, right? Okay. And somebody was like crouching down behind there, and I saw the top of their gun coming up, right? So I go up, and there's a rule in paintball: if you're close enough to touch somebody with your gun, you can just say they're out, so you don't have to shoot them, right?
Right.
And this person, so I come up on him, and I poke him, a barrel tap him, like, okay, you're out. Or whatever, right? And they look up at me, so like they're facing away from me.
Now it makes sense.
They crouch down, looking away, right? I'm behind them, so their gun is up.
Tap them, yeah.
Yep, and they just tilt their gun back and just shoot. And the barrel of the gun was lined up, so it went under my mask. It shot my goggles off of my face mask.
Jeez, so he's got the mask, right? And there's a little gap right here.
Yep,
and
yeah.
The barrel was up in there.
Yep, yeah, and it went through. It hit it crossed my eye, and it hit my goggles and literally spun them off.
Oh my god!
And so I was sitting there so I have like paint in my fucking eye. My effing eye.
I remember that.
I walked from, so this is at the water tower. I walked from there to the hospital. I was so mad.
Dang.
And I had ridden with somebody else. Yeah, I had a scratched cornea. I had to take steroids and wear like super dark sunglasses for like a month.
Well, I too had to take steroids for my eye, but that was because of contacts. But yeah. That's why Chris wears glasses. That's right. It was because of
my left eye is totally fine. I can see completely fine with my left eye. My right eye is screwed.
Oh man,
which really sucks for being like a right-handed shooter and stuff. It's like I wouldn't even probably wear glasses. My right eye was fine
because it's your dominant eye.
It's my dominant eye, but I can't see, and it's like everything is just blur town.
Dang.
Do you know why my dad wears glasses?
Why?
When he was a kid, somebody threw dirt in his eye.
No way.
Yep. So he is legally blind in one eye.
Dang Pidgey's using sand attack.
I know.
Right? Yeah. No. So
that's ridiculous.
He wanted to be a test pilot when he was younger, and because he's blind in one eye, was
for
never
the longest
something
time
he could do.
they did not take
crazy.
corrected vision, and now they do.
Yeah.
You can fly now with laser corrected vision.
But yeah, if you were to look at my dad's I think
or
like
PRK
the one lens really
semantics.
is nothing, and then the other one is.
Huh. The things you know, the things you learn.
Yeah.
I don't care how long, and I just learned that about her dad.
We got a little bit of comment.
I was going to say, I've seen some comments come in.
17 people were injured in the LAPD explosion.
Dang.
They were storing some of the fireworks for precautionary measures, quote unquote. He says, to me, that means they were taking them for themselves to use for the 4th of July.
Sure, yeah.
And then Swanky says he wants to go paintballing with me. I would love to play paintball again, but I'm just like, that was literally the last time I ever played.
Oh, when you got shot in the eye?
Yeah, I was like, why would I want to, like, unless I could hand pick the people I play with that I know aren't going to be jerks.
Well, see, that's the thing. We get some ROTPers up here.
Well,
yeah, but you never know. It's like Brad might get all jazzed up and be like, ah!
That's what Chris is doing.
I was like, calm down, Brad. We're still in the car.
Oh.
Brad says, what a coincidence. I wanted to be a crash test dummy. Then he goes on to say, I'll murder some folks.
See?
Swanky says, I've never gone paintballing, but I'm sure that some of my army skills will transfer over. So here's the thing about paintball guns. They are incredibly inaccurate.
They are.
They are the least, even the quote-unquote like sniper ones or whatever, incredibly inaccurate. Yep. You just got to get lucky.
Well, it's like a musket. It's a ball. Yeah. It's not a, right.
Even with the rifling, it's
a ball.
It still rises and whatever, the Coriolis thing or whatever.
The paint only fills up 60% of the ball. So it's not balanced, and because if it expands in the heat or whatever, it would blow or freeze. It would blow the
yeah. In the winter,
apart.
they only shoot about 20 feet in the winter.
Yeah,
they just die. They're just like,
yep.
There's nothing to do. Yeah, because it's like because it can't even slosh around. It's just all on one side that just goes.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I used to love it. I used to own personally like 6 paintball guns.
I know.
I would just I just wanted people to come and play with me. So it's like I got the stuff. Whatever.
Contrary to popular belief, people would always get mad. Like I never paintballed anybody's personal property, but I've had stuff paintballed. But it's not what you think of paint. Like
it's water soluble.
It's water soluble. It would even if it dried, it'll wash off. It doesn't stain stuff.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember this or not. So the same day that we shot you in the neck, we were driving back into town. We were following you, and I shot the crap out of the back of your truck with my paintball gun.
Was I mad?
You were. I didn't think we were gonna be friends anymore.
Oh damn!
You were because you were worried I was gonna dent it up with it or whatever.
Ah, David used to ram that truck.
Yeah, but you're like you're gonna ruin my tail. I was like, I washed it off. We were fine.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's more about like the disrespect. So here's the thing: we're traveling 55 miles an hour. I'm leaning out the passenger window of this car with my paint all going. Shooting
the tailgate.
His tailgate is completely waxed, and it was like we were laughing so hard. It's like a 20-minute drive from his house back into town, and it's like dark. And we get back, and like we follow you all the way to your house. Like, oh, why'd you follow me to my house? And then we're like, oh, you didn't hear anything while you were driving or anything. And then you looked, and you were so mad.
I probably was. There's such a place of pride for your first vehicle, you know that. But it's fine now.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny the things you think like people won't let go of, and that's under the bridge.
Yeah, so it's just like, because I thought you would be more mad about that than getting shot in the neck. I totally forgot that I hit you, and then I remember I hit you. I just didn't remember it was that.
Oh, it was in the neck, and I just remember it was in the frozen, and then in the neck, and it was painful. And you won't lick a Switch cartridge. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a boy.
I'm not asking you to take frozen paintballs in the neck. I'm not asking you to take 20 pump BB gun shots in the butt. Just asking you to lick a cartridge.
Nope.
The second worst paintball injury I ever had, I got shot in the fingertip.
Oh!
And it's like one of those things, like I wore cut-off gloves, right? Just like for like protection and stuff. But like it was my middle finger, and it had just grazed it, and it like split it wide open. It was bleeding and everything. It was like the world's most like high velocity paper cut, and it was so painful. It was like, and that fingertip was tender for so long, and it's just like, ugh, just thinking about it now makes my finger hurt.
Speaking of finger injuries, I had a patient come in this week, and he works construction, and he and his brother were loading up this big ol' concrete block.
Ooh.
And he went to gently place it into the dump truck or whatever. His brother shoved it in, and so the thing crashed down on his right ring finger.
Was he wearing a ring?
No, he wasn't. But his finger was probably twice the size of his other fingers and completely black.
Dang.
Completely black. And he did that like maybe 2 hours before coming in for his appointment. It looked horrible.
So the reason why you don't wear jewelry is for that reason.
Yeah.
Because if it was a ring on there, it crunches it like a pliers.
Yeah.
And it's not, because when you get the cement off, it's back, the blood can flow and everything, but you can't like get jewelry off without it.
Yeah, so it was
You
his
gotta
right
crush
hand,
it the
not
other
his
direction
left.
then.
You're right to break it off. Oh, that's unreal.
Yeah,
But-
I was just knowing that finger was swollen because it was like, it looked just packed full of blood and just.
You know what I did to Derek one day? We have these big 200-pound testers, and everyone just puts stuff willy-nilly on the shelves, and I've like cleaned this room 6,000 times. So I tried to put this tester back where it's supposed to be, and somebody had already rammed a box in there, a Pelican box in there. So I had it on there, and Derek and I are just trying to push it all the way so it slid back on this metal shelf. And then on the floor was another tester sitting upright. So I back up to sit on the tester so I can use my foot and kick the box in. And the second, like it was in motion, in slow motion, the second I go to kick, Derek leans in front of me to like go back to push. I kicked Derek right in the freaking hand. Right in the hand, just full wham! Because I was trying to set it, and it was like, I felt so bad. Just wham! You know, because he thought I was getting out of the way so he could put some, oomph into it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to put oomph into it.
Miscommunication.
I put oomph right into his hand. Oh.
Did it bruise or?
I mean, it hurt him, but luckily, you know how like boots have a heel, and then there's that like lip that goes back down. The heel hit the box, and then the indented part went around his hand, so it was really
arch.
It was really a flat. I mean, it's as flat as it can be, and I drag my feet. Like if you look at the bottom of my shoe, it's pretty smooth. You see that like worn out.
Yep.
I dragged my feet, and so I don't have any tread. So it pretty much
just
is
like,
like
you get places so much faster if you didn't drag your feet. All that extra friction.
That is why you. Jeremy pointed out the other day that he goes through sandals once a year.
I've never had a sandal last me 2 seasons.
I don't like sandals, so.
I know you don't.
Poor Chris. And
Look at all that tread. Look at all of that tread.
Those are 36 years old.
Yep.
Look at
I'm
that.
not even 36 years old yet.
Yeah, but they're vintage.
I mean, granted, these are
Dang,
only
you
like.
got monster feet, Kara. Look at this, same size as Jeremy's.
Ooh, don't. I'm also 6 feet tall, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm proportionate. I know, okay. I know women who are shorter than me who wear like size 11, 12 shoes.
Way to put them on blast. Spill the tea, Karen.
I'm not saying who, I just know women. I have a size 10. It's proportionate to
Karen
my
might know
6 foot
women,
tall-
but she doesn't know men. I can tell you that. The conversations tonight, she does not know men.
So wait, you said I can't believe you just said that out loud.
What?
You have big feet? I don't know. Whatever. I have weird square feet, so
Chris's feet are really square. It's
Really?
kind of fun. Yeah.
like so you know how like a normal foot it goes like big toe down to like little toe or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine's literally it's like a Lego foot in real life.
Yep, it is.
It's straight across
I mean-
and then straight back.
I guess I've never seen
It's
your
like Darkwing
feet,
Duck.
so
I
I
mean,
mean,
I don't know.
Chris is going to show us.
It's like
You see, Kara?
oh yeah.
Yep.
they're real. My feet are really wide and really short, so it's
Yeah.
like standing impossible.
It's like Darkwing Duck almost.
Yeah.
So I do know another person. She's probably 5'9", and I think she wears like a women's size 5 or 6 shoe.
I'm gonna try doing the podcast standing for a minute. This is kind of
Oh, there you
nice.
go.
Lording
Like,
over you guys.
We
like a
need to
standing
get-
desk.
I was gonna say we need to get Chris a standing desk.
Yes,
I
the
hate
power.
desks.
I got the power.
I like normally have to watch you guys on the monitor, but now I
Right.
can just see you
Now
guys.
you can actually see us.
Yeah, we can actually see you. All I ever see is like,
Ever since we got the monitor, because more I can see Chris perfectly fine, but Kara's line of sight's right into the monitor.
yeah.
I could sit further over this way, but
Did our other little monitor like crap the bed?
It just kept flipping.
yeah,
Oh, weird. I'm
Oh,
okay
this
with the
one-
bigger
yeah.
one. I mean,
I have ideas for what to do with the new space in terms of like getting like decent monitors.
I'm
and
so
stuff.
excited to get in there.
Me too. I am.
I mean,
Warm up the checkbook, Jeremy.
That's what it's going to consist of.
we-
I'm excited to have decent internet.
Oh my goodness, what a
Amen.
world that would be.
I'm going to
Well-
wire that
We're gonna be
all up.
streaming in 8K.
I don't think you guys are gonna be able to handle it.
You're like, wow, you guys are way ugly.
Right? Whoa, Kara, those wrinkles. Whew. Dang,
Jeremy, the
girl.
pores on your face.
I
What?
know.
Yeah. They'll see the sandals in HD and be like, oh, we agree with Brown. They should wear shoes.
I think my feet are nice.
I'm going to go gross for just 1 second.
Oh Lord.
We're talking about up close and pores. So, I don't like pimple popping videos. I don't like
Well,
any
I
of
hate
that
those
stuff.
too.
Dr.
But-
Pimple Popper.
But
Yes.
somebody
Francis Kara's feet will look even bigger in 8K.
somebody had a little tiny teeny pair of tweezers that like bent down, and they were pulling blackheads out of a nose, and they would just
Ugh.
grab it and they pull it out, and it looked like little worms coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just but I've seen like the glue strips and everything else, but watching this person like pull
It was
out,
probably Dr. Pimple Popper.
it was so satisfying. It was unreal.
It is satisfying. That's why I watch them. I don't like watching the cysts. Cysts that she removes are gross because those are huge and nasty. But like when somebody has like really bad blackhead breakouts, like on their nose or cheeks or neck, some people have it in their ears. She'll go in there and she'll get it all cleaned out, and seeing the final product is like, yes, yeah, girl.
I'll just wear a bag over my head.
Me too.
I think it's but then I also clean crap off of people's teeth.
Yeah.
So I feel
You're
like
like
that's
those
all in the
birds with the
same
alligators.
category.
Maybe
Yeah,
Kara should
right?
just set up a stream cam of people's mouths, and then like,
Right. If I get a really bad patient, not like just oral health is horrible. Just be like, okay, so I've got this live stream. People really like watching teeth getting cleaned. Are you okay if I live stream this?
I'll give you $1.
Right.
Hey.
Exactly.
Kara and I are both wearing shirts with Stormtrooper helmets on them.
Yeah, we are.
Why is yours bigger than mine?
Ha,
Why is
you
my
said that before.
My stormtrooper?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just proportional, Jeremy.
Yeah,
I
you're
feel like
so
my
funny.
stormtrooper helmet's the same
Oh,
size
cheesy.
the entire.
So this is like coffee joke. It says,
Yeah,
"May the froth be with you."
Did you?
Wait,
is that
is
the
it-
first time you noticed that?
I don't. It's her shirt. I think.
No, it's not. It's yours. I
Who
think
got
my
this
mom
for
got
me?
it for you for Christmas.
No, it came inside of a coffee mug.
No. Nope, 1,000%. You got that from my mom for Christmas or something like that.
Or something like that.
Or
Negates everything you said prior to that.
You
Because it would
got
be like,
that
she got it
again.
for me.
Absolutely definitive, but maybe not.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I got the mug for, I think it was a baby shower gift. and you got that for Christmas or your birthday, or they were two
Allegedly.
separate things. Two separate things.
Well, why would there be a matching mug? You know how people put shirts inside the mug? Either that,
Well, shirts for me don't fit inside a mug.
somebody bought that, and then they pulled it out, and they're like, I'll give this to Kara and this to Jerry.
Oh.
Oh, the gift splitter. Oh.
Is that better or worse than the regifter?
Ooh.
It's a good question.
I mean,
Chat, weigh in
I'd
on
probably
this.
I'd probably do the gift splitting, not the gift regifting. I wouldn't want them to feel bad, so it might just be a thing where I send it out to Savers or Goodwill.
Don't feel bad.
eBay. That way you know they're not going to be getting it.
Right? Exactly.
Don't feel bad.
Why?
Because
Oh yeah, Jeremy likes to get rid of everything.
I hate stuff. Too much of it.
Yep.
Everywhere. Makes it too much. Somebody sent a link?
That's somebody clipped something from the stream.
Ah,
Oh
the
Lord,
bigger
it's probably
thing.
the Bigfoot thing.
No, it's
Oh, so it's like, why is
bigger.
yours bigger than mine?
And was
Guarantee
it Swanky
it.
who did that, or
No,
Brad?
Yeah, I have so much freedom to move around back here now.
They can't allow that.
What's the there's a bigger comment in there.
Oh, as Swanky was saying, you should watch the pimple popping videos on YouTube, and then I was like, as you guys were
Yes.
talking about watching them, so I felt it didn't need to be addressed because you guys were already talking about it.
Oh, gotcha.
That's Kara's thing.
It's so good and satisfying, but again, like
I
I
watched the
said,
pimple growing videos.
Ew.
Just people rubbing bacon grease on their face.
Oh.
All
just
sweaty.
daily, just they don't
Face in the
wash with
dirt.
soap. They
Yeah.
just and then just get their hands and just rub their faces.
They just they just slap their face with their hand constantly to get the grease really worked in.
Oh, they put the conditioner on and then the shampoo.
So there's an episode. There's an episode of Amphibia. Now that we're talking about pimples.
Oh, that is funny that you say that.
There's an episode in Amphibia where Anne, the main character, wakes up one morning and she
Busted
broke
out
out.
acne.
She's had an acne breakout.
She's a human living in a frog world.
Yep, and she's
Aren't
like,
we all?
she's
Yeah.
freaking out. She's like, no, don't look at me, don't look at me. And so she got like this, I don't know if it's a bag
bag.
or something over her face. And she goes out in public
The bag
and
gets
the
knocked
bag
off.
gets knocked off and everybody's like, all the frogs like, oh, it's beautiful.
She looks like a frog.
Exactly.
funny.
So yeah, then she becomes this celebrity in Wartwood, and
Everyone worships her, thinks she's so beautiful.
and
So
then her skin. So
clears
she
up.
takes butter, but she like grabs butter and she's rubbing it on her face, trying to keep the pimples coming and
Oh
stuff
my
like that.
gosh.
But then it clears up, and then people go back to thinking she's ugly. So
That's the way that it is.
I really like
Oh,
that
children's cartoons.
show. I like kids' cartoons; they're cute.
Well, they're teaching you the lesson that you have to fit the society standards of beauty, otherwise you're not worth anything.
That's true. That's true. Disney nailed that one right home.
Well, I'm sitting down again now.
Oh, bah
Standing brownie was a fun experiment.
Well, should we hit up? We have two more things on my. Well, no, I actually have three more things, but one of them's kind of dark.
Well, so I think the first thing that we should do is say, there's a place where you can send your mail to in Duluth, and that Jeremy will pick it up with his very two hands and then look at it.
I will. If you want to send us tangible listener mail, you can send it to P.O. Box 3110 to Duluth, Minnesota 55803, and I will get it.
Maybe.
Yep,
When
and
was the
I
last
won't.
time you were there?
I check it. I have that USPS scan thing, so it scans the mail, and then it shows me when we get
Oh, so have we got anything at all
Just
besides
we get
junk?
weekly Super One ads, grocery store ads.
And do you ever go get those?
No, I just let them pile up and I
Yep.
throw them away.
Well, so like the nice thing with the P.O. Box. Oh, so he's gonna send letters covered in deer repellent.
No.
Yes.
At least Jeremy would be the one picking those up, not me.
Brad, he says, "Nice one, Swanky."
At least, yeah, I sent a glitter bomb.
Oh, Lord.
Kara would probably like it.
I
I'm
probably
covered in
would.
glitter. Woo!
Yeah.
Feel like Carrie Fisher. She'd take glitter, and whenever she was at cons or whatever, she'd
Get glitter
Funny.
all over people.
yeah.
Brad's gonna mail us some fireworks.
Ah.
Be responsible with the things you put in the mail. I'll say that as a disclaimer.
Just package them with lithium batteries.
Oh.
You get 'em
Exactly.
real good in there. It keeps the stuff cold. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know where I was going.
Everyone knows that lithium is a great insulator.
So I learned like a cool fact or theory thing the other day is that, and there's pictures of it, but I couldn't get those to you in time, Chris, is that birds, they were wondering like how birds navigate. They see magnetism. And they had some simulated images and it was really neat. So it's like where north is or where there's like a magnetic pole, it's whiter, like in black and white, it's like a white tube. and then where it's not magnetic, it's gray and goes to black. And so that's how they can see.
So it's like a
know where
magnetic
they're
heat
going.
map.
Yeah, it's like a magnetic heat map, and they can see where they were going. These pictures were really cool. Like if you're flying over a city, you'd be able to totally know which way is north and south. Totally.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because the thing that bummed me out, Chris, is when we were in Missouri, there's no seagulls. None.
I'm moving to Missouri, is what you're saying.
No, Chris.
Freaking, I got a seagull story. Seagulls are the biggest jerks in the history of the planet. They're so self-important and
Cover
can't be
your
bothered.
ears, Jeremy.
So these freaking jerks.
I love seagulls.
I'm trying to not use the real swear words, but
Might slip.
Chris is angry.
I'm driving through a parking lot, right? And there's a bunch of seagulls there, right?
Yeah.
Just taking up the space like they own it.
Yep.
Right? And I'm like trying to go somewhere and they're not moving. They don't freaking move.
I know.
And then like I'm coming up on them and I'm like honking the horn. I'm like, get out of the way. And they just waddle their fat, stupid bird asses slightly to the side. They can't be bothered to even fly to get out of the way. They're just like pitter patter of stupid fat seagull feet on the asphalt, sort of getting out of the way. And it's like, if I run your greasy bird butt over, I'm not going to feel sorry now, you goons.
That must have been today.
No, that was a couple days ago.
okay.
But just like seagulls are just buttholes.
Yeah, I know. They steal people's cones and fly in and steal
I don't care
stuff.
about any of that stuff. They get in my way and they don't move, and that's the thing that drives me the most crazy.
They're stubborn or they're
Yeah,
yeah.
they just think they own the place.
One of our first dates was me taking Jeremy to feed seagulls.
It was. Kara saved, so she used to work at Wendy's. So all day long, whenever they would have to throw the fries away, she threw them in a bag instead. And at the end of the day, it gave me like the world's most largest amount of fries I've ever seen.
It was a Wendy's salad bag.
Oh,
And
dang.
I that thing was full of fries.
I had so many seagulls around me. It was unbelievable. And everybody, there's like 10% of people like it when you feed the birds, or maybe not even 5% of the people like it, and 95% of the people are just salty about it. So I'm out there, and it's like, I look at it this way. You can enjoy the rest of the lake walk with no birds, because they're all around me. So I'm just doing you a favor. They'll be like, oh, they poop in my car. Oh, they do this. Oh, they do that. It's like, birds be birds, you know?
Let's see. I want to find a picture. I don't know. If
It's
I'll
not
find
that
it.
hard to find.
Oh, okay. So Swingy says geese are worse than seagulls. I agree. Geese are like seagulls that upgraded to bullies.
So there's a funny name for them. They're called like something cobras. Cobras like bird or snake, right? Because it like danger newt. I don't know. It's an alternate name. It's like a snake and a bird in one because they're just, they wonk you and they attack you. They're crazy. Funny goose name. Is that what you're going to look up?
That's exactly what I'm looking at.
Funny goose name.
Oh, this is funny names for your goose. Whoever owns geese should be shot.
I definitely had
Call
pet
your goose
geese.
Beetlegoose.
Ah!
Beetle goose. I like that.
Feather Locklear. Goose
Stupid.
Springsteen. These are terrible.
Oh, Jeremy, did you upload the pictures?
Yeah.
That's why.
Because you took them on my Rebel.
Goose versus snake versus human. Oh my goodness.
Goose snake name.
Do geese kill snakes?
Probably.
Wow, geese will hunt snakes. Interesting.
You say mess with the honk, you get the bonk.
Exactly.
I can't believe it doesn't come up. I cannot.
I'm sure
believe
there's
it.
a way to search it, but... All right, what's your other thing that you wanted to talk about? We got a jam-packed episode of things. Oh my goodness, another clipped thing. Did you clip my seagull rant?
Well, so do we want to go talk about the sad thing, or just skip past that to that picture I sent you?
Well, let's do the picture first, and then we can have a poll to see who
All
wants
right.
to hear sad.
Okay, really quick. I found a picture.
Oh my goodness. That is Jeremy in a whole field of enemies.
I'm not kidding. I put my money where my mouth is when I say I like seagulls. It's not a lie. I enjoy them thoroughly.
It's fine. Just know that if we both encounter a seagull at the same time, I'm throwing knives at it.
I'll have to bait them away from your knives with fries.
Chris will have a knife just covered in fries.
Chris is lucky.
Come and have some delicious
Chris
fries,
is lucky.
seagulls.
They'll pick the fries off with their mouths and they'll beak the knife in their in their leg and then they'll stab Chris with it.
Exactly. Brad says, what a first date. What a charmer. And then he says, well, I guess it worked.
We're just two weirdos, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been here long enough, Brad. You know we're weird.
Yep.
Just
So Chris,
saying.
put the picture up.
All right, so I put it in the perfect spot for this.
Oh, of course.
And this.
Man, back when I used to care about editing
So
this.
I want some people to take guesses at what this is because it's cool and you know it the second you hear it. But to me, it looks like a Spartan laser or like a gun out of a Halo video game. But I was like, oh yeah, there is no way that's not like some sort of RPG or something. What do you have any guesses, Kara? What do you think?
I'm gonna say it's something stupid like a camera.
No, it's a gun.
It is a gun.
It's a gun.
It is. Is it?
Oh, it's a T-shirt gun.
Oh yeah,
That's a
there you
good
go.
guess, but it is not a T-shirt gun.
It's a water balloon gun.
Brad says it's a net gun.
It is a net gun for drones.
Oh.
That is an anti-drone gun.
Interesting.
What?
Yep. And one of them.
That's why he says military potato gun.
Sir, do you have the new armaments right here?
Yeah. I got the Spunditron 6000. Oh no,
Quick.
the seagulls are here.
Kara, I have made and played with the potato gun. How do you make a potato gun? Go.
It's a PVC, and I know you plug it with the potato. You put hairspray in it. You light the hairspray
How do you light the hairspray?
with a match.
Nope. You need compression
With a.
with a grill lighter.
There you go. That one.
Yeah, one of those piezoelectric ones. This picture's staying up the rest of the
Yeah,
podcast.
Chris, no, take that down. I just thought that was really cool, and so that was a presidential Secret Service.
Oh.
Yeah, and then so they use it, and I think it can actually shoot RF jamming signals too.
Oh, cool.
So they can shoot it at it and then just make it land. Otherwise, if it doesn't, they can actually net it.
So is it like for personal drones or is it for military
Oh,
drones?
that would be for like the DJI.
yeah, there's no way that's stopping a predator drone.
I don't know. If EMP,
It's
it's got EMP capabilities.
I like the idea of like shoot a net at a predator drone, they shoot a missile back at you.
Well, Chris, you could get one for seagulls.
That would be nice.
Chris is the one that fed seagulls Alka-Seltzer.
No, and that doesn't make them blow up.
That's an old wives' tale.
Oh,
It's
really?
a lifestyle, yeah.
Oh.
People can calm down with the Alka-Seltzer. It was
No,
probably
I feed 'em
spread.
I feed them bacon rat poison.
It was probably spread by Alka-Seltzer to sell more Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, they're like,
Probably.
people hate birds and nobody's having heartburn.
Kids are dumb. Here, buy Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, man.
Pepsi AC ruined the heartburn business. We gotta get into something else. I don't. Let's go birds.
I saw a seagull on the side of the road eating roadkill.
Oh, they eat anything. They're rats with wings.
Cam says we
Yeah.
use straight propane, not hairspray. That's like a more efficient way to do it if you want.
Oh,
You
really?
can prime the chamber, then shut it off, then.
So I'm impressed that you did know that, considering you don't like
I do have two brothers.
licking
Well,
switch.
yeah, but you didn't have stab each other in the eye with sharp sticks.
Fireworks.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying my brothers didn't do that. I didn't do that. See, one time Steven did something. I don't know what he did, but he made AJ very angry. And AJ took his BB gun and he chased Steven throughout the house and ended up shooting him in the butt as he was trying to run upstairs to lock himself in the bathroom.
Just what guys do.
Yep. If your butt doesn't have a BB in it, you didn't grow up.
You didn't grow up. Well, that is the other thing too. Doesn't everybody have like pencil lead stuck in them somewhere? Like I don't know. It seems like in high school, everybody's
I know
like,
I've
I got
done that,
stabbed by a
like-
pencil, and then it got like the lead stays in
Like
there. I
I've
swear.
stuck pencils in my
Graphite, I know.
pocket, and then when I reach in my pocket later, it like goes up underneath my fingernail.
When I was growing up, my sister, we had bunk beds, and my sister was in the top bunk. And she needed a pencil, and I threw it up to her, and it was super sharp. She wouldn't catch it; it just went into her
See?
hand.
That's what I'm saying.
Woo!
I also used to do the
Actually,
thump
I
into
don't
the
know.
ceilings.
I can show it to you later. I have a scar on my hand right here from somebody stabbing me in the hand with a pencil in the
See?
3rd grade.
See?
My gosh.
I'm saying.
If it's the shape of it, you can see where the stab was, and they stabbed it into my hand and then drug it.
Oh my gosh!
So there's the entry wound, and then it goes. Zzz.
Did this person go on to be a serial killer?
No, it's actually a friend of mine. I can't remember what it was. Like we were arguing over this pencil. I thought it was mine. He thought it was his, and he's like, "Well, if you want it, fine."
Oh my gosh!
Well, 7 years old.
That was. David did that with a slice of pizza. David
He
and
stabbed you in the hand with a slice of pizza.
David and Jake were arguing over who the last pizza was one time, and it was like a really hot, fresh pizza. And so they were arguing over this piece, and David's like, "If you want it, you can have it." And he flipped it upside down and smashed it into David or Jacob's hand.
Poor Jacob's hand.
Was it the
Hot
same hand that got
pizza,
tased?
Exactly, tased with a disposable camera. Just
Brad used to be an adventurer until he got an arrow in the knee.
Yes.
I made that part out.
Oh,
no, he got shot in the knee with an arrow when he was 10, and he still has the scar though.
No, okay.
Dang. Okay, so you
Is
actually...
he Skyrimming us, or did he
I
actually
Skyrimmed you. He said, I got shot in the arrow with a knee when I was 10, still have the scar. I said he used to be an adventurer until he took an arrow in the knee.
Did I ever tell the story of how I ricocheted David with an actual .22 rifle?
No.
I did not tell that story?
I don't think so.
So I had a .22 rifle with a scope on it. We were cruising around on four-wheelers, and so we went down to this gravel pit where you shoot. And I was like, oh, I'm going to shoot off the back of my wheeler. So I rested on the back of the wheeler, and I have a metal rack on the back. And so the edges are up one bar width higher than the rest of it. So if you put cargo down, it doesn't slide off.
Yep.
So I had set it on one side, but at that range, usually there's a little bit of bullet drop where, like if it goes out a long distance. So where the scope was zeroed in at, it drops it down a little bit because of the drop.
Yep.
So as I shoot the trigger, it goes patong. It bounces. It goes patong zing, and it hit because I was shooting across the back of the wheeler. So it hit that metal bar, came straight back, and skipped across David's head and cut his head, snicked his head.
Dang.
So I don't know what would have happened if it would have if it gone in.
Would
or if
it have had enough velocity? I've
welted.
heard 22s. If somebody gets shot, it will enter, but not
Won't
exit.
go through, but that's straight on.
Exactly.
Well, you've seen Last Crusade, right?
Yes.
When that gun accidentally goes off in the tank and it kills the driver.
Right.
That's probably what would have happened.
But this is a .22 ricochet.
It's like
That was some sort of 1934 Luger. Who cares?
The bullet technology has not gone insanely advanced. A 1911 is still, you can go buy a gun that was made
A model
designed
1911,
in
yeah.
1911.
But
my
this is a
brothers and I
German-
used to shoot 22s all the time. I think they had a BB gun, but we'd always take the 22 out back and we'd shoot pop cans and stuff.
It's super fun going out plinking.
Oh, it totally
22s
is.
are so much fun.
They are.
Did you ever see? I don't know why it reminded me. Did you ever see Band of Brothers?
Oh yeah.
When the guy is so excited to get a Luger off the German soldier and
Yep.
he shoots himself with it and dies. So sad.
Yeah.
So sad. Even though it's like
So the
Stuff
Luger,
like that.
The Luger's like the prize token, dude.
Right.
And it was actually I think a crime to actually.
Did I
take
watch that with you?
trophies.
now it is.
It wasn't back then.
No, they. That's how all the stuff came back.
What are you clipping, Brad? I don't even understand.
I'm very curious too. What?
We're gonna have to go back onto Twitch and see what all these clips are. I know two
He
of them.
clips
are.
every time you go. What are you clipping?
He's gonna make a montage of me just being angry at him.
Make a cool music video. Okay, so we talked about the drone guns. Last but not least, there's a saying going around: "You're gonna own nothing and you'll be happy." And so it's just sad. This one was really sad. So the housing market's insane.
Yep.
Streaming is a thing now. It's just we don't own anything anymore. And people
Yep.
are saying you're gonna be happy, but in a way, I kind of miss owning things. I used to own music.
Hold on. Wait, oh, I was like, you miss owning things.
So
Jeremy doesn't like things. Jeremy likes. If Jeremy could, our house would have the bare minimum.
Here's what
It'd have
I'm down with that.
a
I like having
fridge,
space.
a bed, a couch, and a TV.
And a
That is
toilet.
it. And a toilet.
I need.
But the toilet can be right in front of the TV.
I'm not lying. I need one glass for
Yep.
water, one coffee cup, one
Well,
coffee pot.
you're being outrageous. You could put coffee in a drinking glass.
Well, no, I do want a cup. It's insulated. When you grab it, it's not hot.
Well, then you can put water in your coffee cup then.
I could put water in my coffee cup. Touche.
So
I don't
we've
even need
already
glass.
reduced it down by 25%.
You're
You're down
right.
to 3 things.
I'm too addicted to stuff. I need a coffee cup.
So you don't even need a plate. You just need a bowl because you put plate stuff in a bowl.
That's true.
But what about when you have people over?
I don't care. They can.
No,
figure
yeah,
it out.
bring your own
paper.
Bring your own
Paper plates.
What is wrong with you? I'm
Fine,
not
so-
serving
so
Christmas
here's-
First
dinner on
degree
paper
retrievability.
plates.
It's the way
Yeah.
I want to live my life. I should never have to move one thing to get to something else. It's just causes me so much stress.
Brad says people come over. No cups or chairs, only one of everything.
We sit on the floor to eat here.
I
Deal with the dog.
I'm 34 years old. I have never owned silverware, plates, bowls, cups. I've never owned any kitchenware whatsoever.
It's true.
I've made do with paper or disposable stuff if I needed it. Plastic forks. I know I'm destroying the planet, but I don't want to do dishes.
What if people started banned plastic silverware and made you use paper silverware, Chris?
That'd be worse than the paper straws. Which reminds me, I'm never going back to California. I forgot. I made that vow. Because
Well,
there's stupid paper straws.
I'll get you like a metal or a plastic straw that you
Here's
take
the
everywhere.
thing about
Okay.
those. You can't get them clean. They mold. The moisture goes through them, and then they mold and they get nasty.
So with most of the straws, you can get like a straw brush.
No, I'm not brushing a straw. That's too far.
But-
and it's
but
dark
the-
inside. People suck out bugs and spider nests.
My sister gets reusable straws, but they're big, so you can actually like see if it's clean.
There you go. That's better.
So yeah, like they're like I'm not even kidding. They're like it's like McDonald's has the largest gauge straws in the game.
I love it.
So these are probably like 2 McDonald's straws. They're
It's
Yes.
like if you go
humongous.
to the boba tea places.
Yeah, they're like that.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so you can get the whatever the boba is out of it.
The pearls.
The fed.
The fat out. Yeah, so it's like you have one spork with a sort of sharp edge for cutting. You have your bowl with a handle on it for coffee.
Yep, that's all you need.
That's all you need.
Oh my gosh! Why don't you two just get married and?
We would be so happy together. We just do nothing but play Pokemon and not worry about doing dishes because we can literally hand wash everything in 3 seconds.
Yep.
Oh my gosh!
I used to have a pocket knife for camping. There's a spoon on one side, a fork on the other, and then a knife.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Did you actually ever use it at home?
Never at home. That was for camping.
Yeah, it's for camping.
But from what I'm hearing you guys saying, that would be ideal.
It's too much.
You would,
It was overwhelming to own it.
It was overwhelming to own it.
No one needs that much power. No, because then if you lose track of it, you feel bad. It was just, I'm better off without it. It's gone. I don't have it anymore. It's true.
Power. Who can have that much versatility in one pocket?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, here's the dumb thing. On a Swiss Army knife, no one it's got a corkscrew. No one uses a corkscrew on a Swiss Army knife. Waste of space. Next. Nail file, never around when you need it. No one files their nails. A pocket knife, this thing worked for camping because, and it was cool too because the fork, it stowed on the outside along with the spoon. So it was fork on one side, spoon on the other. They opened opposite. So you could like Darth Maul it up with your eater.
You can eat a steak and cereal at the same time.
and then it had it was a pocket knife. That was it. It was extremely functional. It was like you saw it, you knew what it was used for. It wasn't one of those gadgets that Chips finds 60 years from now and be like, I wonder what my father used this for. Nope, you know, it's for eating.
So I had a Swiss Army knife. There were 2 things on there that I thought were absolutely ridiculous until I needed them. It had tweezers on it, super helpful. Because, like, splinters are annoying to deal with without tweezers.
There's 2 different types. There's the cheap ones and the good ones.
I had a
Ones had
good
metal
one.
tweezers,
Yep.
the other ones had plastic. And the metal ones were actually slick.
Yep, yeah, it had the metal tweezers.
Those
it had
were
a
useful.
toothpick.
Was
And I
that
was like-
plastic?
Unfortunately, it was a plastic toothpick.
I think it was only ever plastic.
Okay.
But I had a similar one.
I feel if you made it metal though, it'd be like a needle.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know.
My grandpa's always said he got a good clean of health with his teeth, and he had a metal dental pick that he'd use to pick his teeth. He kept it in his truck. He'd pick
A
his
metal dental
Yeah.
pick. Oh, you can. Okay, so Target does sell actual like a dental instrument.
Is it that hook?
It's the hook. It's like, so there's the Explorer, which is like the really thin hook,
Okay.
and then there's the Scaler, which is a little bit thicker. I mean, the one at Target is not sharp, but
You got a grinding wheel, right?
I have patients who say they pick their teeth religiously, and I always tell them, I'm like, just be careful. Because in school, we were told a story of a dentist who was cleaning his teeth at home, and he must have been leaning on his elbow and is on the counter and cleaning his teeth, and his elbow slipped,
Oh!
and he hooked his gums with the Scaler.
No.
Yep. So I always
This is
tell
why I don't clean my teeth.
I always tell
I'm just
patients,
kidding.
I'm like, if you get that, just know to be careful because Professional was doing it to himself, and
I
he
just
ended
told
up.
you my grandpa kept it in his truck. You're like driving down the road,
Yeah.
hitting bumps, just.
Pick ends up in his brain.
Yep.
I had a patient this week told me he only brushes like once or twice a week.
Everybody
That's
else
not
is
good.
liars.
You say everybody else is liars?
Yeah, that guy's just telling the truth.
I mean,
So-
he's married. If Jeremy only brushed once a week, I would never kiss him.
I
Ever.
mean,
Ever.
It doesn't matter how often Jeremy brushes his teeth. I'm not kissing him. Brad says he bought a set of a dental set at a swap meet, and he used it for crafts. And he said, at least that guy was honest.
I'm surprised that I told the story about how my dad bought gold teeth and then brought them to the dentist to have melted down and used for his crown. I'm surprised Brad
Gold's
doesn't.
sterile.
Well, yeah, and it's gold's gold.
Yeah.
And so I'm surprised Brad doesn't slap him down at his teeth cleanings and be like, I prefer you use mine.
Yeah.
Like, people bring their
Just
own.
like an original set from the 20s.
Yeah, they're like rusted.
Well, people bring their own billiard cues,
Yeah.
and they put them together. I want to see that. That would be a funny YouTube video, Chris.
Are you talking about the dance, Brad?
Wouldn't that be funny, Kara, if a guy came into your office, he sets down his hygiene kit, opens it up, screws together the pick, and then hands it to you. He's like,
Lord.
"This is the best of the best."
I feel like
I'd be
that's an
like,
episode of
sir.
Monk.
Right? That would be.
It totally
That would
be like your
Oh my
sterilizers aren't
gosh.
good enough.
People are like, it's like, your operating suite isn't clean enough for me.
Oh, that is hilarious.
He comes in and cleans my room himself before his appointment.
Oh, that is so
my
funny.
gosh.
Swanky says I got a metal spork I travel with, and dental sets are great for weapon cleaning. I imagine.
There you go. Yeah,
I appreciate that you guys use it for something other than picking your own teeth.
everybody does.
Brad says he flosses once a year. Thoughts?
Ah,
No. Okay, how often you go in for a dental cleaning? Because technically then you floss twice a year.
oh man, Kara's. Well, it'd be 3 times the one that he does, and then. The
I mean,
two
that's true.
cleanings.
So 3
Yeah,
times.
he does it every 3 months.
I
every
have
4
some
months.
patients, they're like, oh, I floss once every 6 months. You floss them for me. And I'm like,
You're paying several $100s for that flossing, or your insurance is, or someone is.
right. Just floss your dang teeth.
All right, what else do I have on here that I haven't pressed yet? Oh, I haven't pressed this button yet. Boop. You can also send us electronic mail instead of that horrible paper-based stuff. You can finish it, Jeremy.
Well, it's just you can send it to it, contact@riseofthepodcast.com. What's funny to me is that, it's almost as much for the electronic mailbox a year for Google's Pro services or whatever as it is for a freaking PO box. It's kind of funny.
It's
I
funny
can
for
get
me.
actual mail sent to an actual location that's set aside just for me. Valuable real world space. There's never going to be any more.
I mean, granted,
No, there's
it's only
there's constantly
like
more
this.
space, actually, Jeremy. It's ever expanding.
Fine semantics. But the digital, where it, whatever.
Yeah, no,
It's still stored
on
on
the
a-
planet
yeah.
Earth. There's so many cubic feet that exist.
And
you have some of it.
I already negate it because it's still stored on a server somewhere. It does exist, just on a server.
Swanky says, oh my gosh. So many things. Can't remember the last time I flossed. I haven't had my teeth cleaned since 2018.
That's not so bad.
Then Brad says Kara's gonna freak. And he says, I need to get 2 bridges done. I'll have my teeth cleaned when I get that done. Just get it all done at once.
So you need 2 bridges?
No, Brad.
Can I
Brad
go
needs
in?
2 bridges?
No,
What?
Swanky does.
Oh, Swanky does.
Swanky, here's the thing. You need to get those bridges put into place because over time our teeth begin to tilt. And sooner or later, it's just not going to work for that bridge to work. And if it's a lower one,
That's because
those
of
upper
Chris's
teeth are going to
ever-expanding
drop.
universe.
Yeah.
Swanky's teeth are expanding apart. Way to go, physics.
Is it possible for me to get all of my back cleanings done at the same time if I go in? So can I get 20 years worth of cleanings done at once?
I mean,
I would like to schedule 40 cleaning appointments for one day,
oh
please.
my gosh. I mean, nah. I only see 7 patients a day.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to need to see you solid for the next 2 weeks.
I'll just clean a tooth at let's
You
see,
just hyper detail. It's
solid
one
weeks.
glowing, amazingly clean tooth.
So
That's kinda
I
funny.
basically clean 2 teeth a day. You know how relaxed that day would be? I mean,
I want you to be working your butt off the whole time. I want to know what's getting clean.
I just. Oh Lord!
So
I brush my teeth. I don't floss because of the stupid lower retainer, so I don't even want to get into that. But I haven't been into a dentist for a cleaning since I was 18.
Hot dang, boy!
it's okay. The chew kills all the plaque.
Exactly.
So plaque hardens and turns to calc, and when you go to the dentist, you have to get them. The metal removes the calc. That's as simple as it is. But you guys also polish the surface of the tooth, right? So I was gonna say, Canon was bragging about their lens glass that if you blew it up to the size of the Saint's dome or whatever, it would be smoother than a piece of It'd be smoother than that or whatever. Like if you blew it up that big and then
Okay.
it was perfectly glass smooth. That's how smooth it is. That's how Chris wants his teeth to be.
Yep. I need that
Like,
pristine
that's-
smoothness.
that-
Camera
how-
glass smooth.
Yep.
That's how everyone's teeth feel when I'm done.
Humble brag.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So he says the only time I haven't had a bad experience with dentists was when, oh my gosh, stop commenting. I'm trying to read it.
No, please continue to comment.
And subscribe.
Was when I got emergency dental done in Thailand. So I'll continue to get my dentist there once quarantine restrictions lift. That's funny.
Just come up to Minnesota and I'll clean your teeth.
How long into dating between you two did Kara start asking you teeth questions?
Well, I've told this story, but we'll revisit it because somebody might not have been here for it.
I don't remember
Who
this
asked that
story.
question?
Brad did.
Oh.
Brad, my dad had a secret family recipe. You make
For
grilled
teeth?
you make grilled cheese with thin, I mean potato chip thin sliced apples. Okay, the sourer the better. So you just add those to your grilled cheese, and then I omit the raisins. That's how I used to make it. So raisins, apples, cheese, grill it all. It's your sandwich. I omit the raisins. So Carrie used to work at Wendy's, and she was going to school to be a hygienist at the time. And this is probably maybe even dating.
I didn't start hygiene the program until the year we were married.
But you knew you wanted to go. for the
I
program.
was doing all the prereqs.
She was doing the prereqs.
Ryan says, please don't eat and subscribe.
Because I did the please comment and subscribe. I did Ryan.
Then Gur6543 says, my friend has a bag of teeth. That's interesting.
So if
Are
you
they
have time,
real
Gur,
teeth or are they fake teeth?
if you have time, Gur, you can feel free to expand, and we will talk about it.
Yes.
But to answer Brad's question, so I'm trying to woo Kara. So I'm gonna, secret family recipe made with love as the secret ingredient, but it's actually apples. Loved apples.
Well, apples were the forbidden love fruit.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
See, so I make these grilled cheese. I bring them down so Kara doesn't have to eat Wendy's food, and we're going in now.
That sounds like a downgrade to me, but go
I
on.
had a temporary crown at the time, and while we're sitting there eating, and this is probably we've been 4 months dating.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I take a bite out of this grilled cheese, and as soon as I open up and pull the sandwich back out of the bite, that my temporary crown got stuck in the sandwich, and I pulled it out, and it was stuck between my mouth and the stringiness of the cheese, and it went ka-ping and bounced across the table. Now, if anybody knows how a crown goes on, okay, this is your tooth. Right now,
Yep.
if this is your biting surface, a big old fat tooth.
Jerry,
I
what's
am
the
not
chewing
kidding.
surface called?
Occlusal.
Good job.
Anyways, so back to my story.
If it's an
They
old one, is it
grind
Occlusula?
it down to be
It's a peg,
this
more or less.
big. I am not joking. They leave a peg for your tooth. Then the crown goes on that peg. So when it flipped off and I felt it with my tongue, all I feel is a little tooth stub. So that was dramatic enough as it was. Not to mention, I'll never forget the face I made because it was so reactionary.
It was so funny.
I just went. Because it was
And I was like, what happened? And Jerry was like, you didn't want to tell me
Nope.
at first. And then I finally got it out of him.
She's like, I'm going to
I was
school
like,
to become
I'm
a
going to be going to
hygienist.
school for dental. Who cares?
don't
And
bother
Jeremy's
me.
like, you can't look at it.
Where in your mouth was this?
It was
It was
a
a
molar.
molar.
Okay.
So
So,
either the
how
back
deep
or
is
left.
she staring into your mouth that
I
normally should
didn't-
see?
But
He
it was
didn't
the
let me
fact that the
look.
molar crown came out. There's a loose crown in the Wendy's restaurant at this point. It was on the
you
table.
brought food into Wendy's? Hold on a second. Let's stop the story. This is the more important part. You brought food into Wendy's?
She was on break.
What if I was Dave Thomas, I would have you executed.
Okay, at this point, I'd been working at Wendy's for 10 years. So I was more than okay with eating outside.
To
food.
have the forbidden apple grilled cheese.
Yeah, so for real, it's you could. Oh, you're the worst. Kessel says, odd way to get Kara to kiss you. Hey, can you look in my mouth real quick?
Yeah. Get a flashlight and take a look.
That sounds like your favorite.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
But that was it was super embarrassing. And then right away, even,
If it happened now, would you be embarrassed?
hell no. Doesn't matter.
And now Jeremy, so I love Cocoa Floss. It's amazing stuff. Look it up. It's great. Anyway, I got Jeremy hooked on Cocoa Floss, and I bought for us at home a large, like, professional use-only dispenser for home. And Jeremy was like, hey, Kara, can you get me one of those for work? So now Jeremy's got this big old spool of...
Oh, nice.
I always used to keep dental picks in my drawer at work and in my car side pocket. And I haven't like restocked my car side pocket. And then I wanted this because it'll last me forever. And here's the thing. At fighter units, they have to have a popcorn machine. Like, we deploy and go to war with a popcorn machine. Have to have it.
How annoying is it to clean it?
I don't... Because
is it always the
because it's a
jalapeno
pilot
one, or
thing,
is it...
it's always made with jalapenos. So, it's a classic popcorn machine with the hopper and the oil and the seeds, but they throw jalapenos in. And it cooks the jalapenos, and it makes the popcorn super spicy. Not even super spicy. A little bit spicy.
Spicy, yeah.
Delicious. Salt with it salted and everything. Because it's a pilot thing, lieutenants do it, not me. It's like, I don't have to touch the popcorn machine. Ever.
That's funny that, like, somebody at a higher rank than you has the clearance to clean the popcorn machine.
Yeah, I don't have to touch it. I get to eat it. I don't have to touch it. But kernels stuck in your teeth is one of the most uncomfortable things on the planet.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get the floss, when you like don't have floss, it's torture. So having that floss
And how great is Cocoa Floss, though?
I use it because it's available.
Oh.
It's perfect. It is like the perfect floss. And
It's probably good for you.
He now has 233 yards of Cocoa Floss.
How many yards do you use at a time?
Probably. Well, no.
One yard,
one
3
yard's
feet.
like that.
You honestly,
1/3
you
yard.
probably
That's
foot.
a foot? I use 1/17 of a mile.
That's how the metric system works.
Cam says, I've had a set of 5 dental picks in my electronics kit for years. They can be really handy. I can imagine, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Brad says, freaking Air Force, popcorn makers part of their combat readiness plan.
It is. You'd have to.
Is the Mai Tai maker also part of it?
Who's watching? Does anybody know we're
Mai
watching?
Tais are delicious, huh?
Anybody know we're watching?
Chris, probably.
You heard this joke. Do I tell the Magnum joke or no?
I think I'd sit on that.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you guys.
Just in case.
I'll tell it on Discord.
There you go. There's a reason to go and click on the link in the comments to go and
Swanky,
join our
I
Discord.
will. You did so much amazing work on the Discord. I need to use it more.
I spent like several seconds making this graphic today.
Did you say several seconds?
Yep. It's the same thing as this one, except with a different logo.
Yeah, right. But all right, we should probably wrap up.
There's stuff from the Discord. Hold on, let me cancel this one. Star Wars Leaks off. There's stuff from the Discord that I want to address.
Okay, address
before
it.
we leave.
All right.
So the Discord.
Oh, the Discord.
The Rise of the Podcast Discord. In the Mos Eisley Cantina section, we were having a conversation about the renaming of Boba Fett's ship. Did you hear about this?
Yeah. I think it's just Lego though, right? It's not Star Wars canon.
Well, allegedly Disney told them to change it. So
interesting. If something could be coming, maybe not.
Well. So the Lego kit just says Boba Fett's ship now.
Okay.
And so there's speculation that moving forward they're either going to rename it or just not acknowledge it by name.
Got it.
But so one of the things, like Swanky and I were talking about this on the Discord, and one of the things that we came to realize is like slavery is like central to the idea of Anakin was a slave.
That's true.
His mom was a slave.
Yep.
There are slaves in episode 7 or episode 8, like on the Canto Bight. Right? Like so there's like the depiction of slavery is infinity times worse than saying the word slave.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason that the ship is named Slave One is because it's this bad guy's ship and he's like doing nefarious things in it, so it's gonna have like a bad name or whatever, right? So it's like if you're gonna whitewash the idea of saying the word slave, you have to go back and just like redo all these films and take everything. Like where's
Did
the
I
line?
not send you the funny meme?
No.
Somebody said they should call it Star Debate because wars are bad.
Exactly. Well, you remember Lego wasn't going to do Star Wars. They didn't want something with more in the name.
Yeah. Well, that was the issue. Because they don't. Lego has never officially made World War II sets or any like military depictions. Because of that reason. And so.
Well, you'd have to have a Lego Hitler fig at one point then, and nobody wants to print that.
No one wants to print that.
Can you imagine being on the design team? It's like, okay, guys, it's time to draw straws.
Access
One of us has to
alleys,
design
yeah.
Lego Hitler.
Yep.
And all they're gonna do is they're gonna take a skeleton and burn with burn marks on it.
Funny.
That's the Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru Lego mini.
That is hilarious. I'm actually going to check and see if this is now in my search history, Lego Hitler.
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you're not using my internet. But
It's gonna be a church.
There's so many Lego Hitlers. It's amazing.
They have to be custom, right?
Yeah.
wow, you really can find anything on the internet.
In seconds. This is
Just
amazing.
remember, you're
Here's
using my phone connection, Chris.
Here's the thing. I'm sure people want to make Lego World War II dioramas.
I'm sure they do.
And so
Man in the High Castle.
Oh my god. Brad's like, whitewash is now racist. Story at 11. They're going to tan wash it.
right.
All right. Well, on that terrible disappointment,
Oh,
it's time
hold
to
on.
end.
All right, Jeremy
I
Clarkson.
think there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh, there's something else that they brought up.
The Discord is not loading for me. I don't know why.
You know what's really funny?
Oh, there we
Oh.
go.
As soon as Carol logged in, I saw your little face pop up on the side. Who's on the server?
Oh, yep, right there. Bam.
Yep.
Oh, Swanky, is that your
Jessica
doggo?
386. Welcome to the server.
Oh, your doggo's so cute.
Yeah, showed up today at 8:33. Awesome.
What?
You're watching me talk to you on. What a funny world. Anyway, so the Acolyte TV series. Brad posted a link to this on it was an article on Sci-Fi, and they're talking about how what caused the Jedi to become so complacent and everything, at the end of the High Republic, leading into the beginning of the Clone Wars and everything. And it's the article's very interesting. It's in the Mos Eisley Cantina section of the Discord. I think it's worth a read. I think if they explore those things that they mentioned that they were talking about in there, I think it's going to be really interesting.
That would be sick.
Also, Star Wars Detours. I didn't even know this was happening.
Is that Millie Bobby Brown?
I don't know.
Or is that
Leia.
actually Leia?
That's Leia.
Okay, because Millie Bobby Brown, people have photoshopped her in as Leia because she looks a lot like, yes.
Let Chris finish.
Sorry.
But apparently Seth Green, the famous for Robot Chicken, he created 39 episodes of a Star Wars show called Star Wars Detours with George Lucas a decade ago, right before it was sold to Disney. And it basically explains, and he's like, they worked on this project, they made they're broadcast ready episodes, but it's not the tonality that Disney wants to have. For their Star Wars properties, because they're making fun of Star Wars. It's kind of like an extension of the Robot Chicken making fun of.
I love it though.
And fans, I think in general, like it.
Robot Chicken Star Wars is some of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Absolutely, and they worked with Lucasfilm at the time.
What the hell is an aluminum Falcon?
Yeah.
Oh, who's gonna pay for it? You got an ATM in that torso light of yours? Oh, geez, he's crying.
So
That's not me. That's Seth Green. You know Seth Green is the voice of Cad Bane's robot.
Yes. Yep. Yeah,
Really?
they mentioned that in the article. So, and then I talk about Escape from Tomorrow. So, the whole thing with the Slave One thing, anybody who's a serious fan of the thing is going to continue to call it Slave One.
Right.
Anyone
yeah.
who's just a tangential fan doesn't know what the name of it is.
Right.
So, are you familiar with Escape from Tomorrow?
I am not.
So, there's a horror film that was shot in secret at Disney World.
Oh.
And Disney found out about it, and they're like, we can't let this get released, right? And they do this huge lawsuit, this big public thing or whatever. So it was basically all this free press for this film that nobody ever would have heard about had Disney not overreacted to it. It's the Streisand, and I actually literally say the Streisand effect right here.
Yep. The act of trying to bury it makes it more public.
So yeah, so now Swanky said people that are making reaction videos to episodes of Book of Boba Fett are going to go out of their way to call his ship Slave One.
Well, you know what's interesting too, though? I just read a thing that the director for the show or the show writer said that this is going to walk the line. There's no filler, and the show is going to walk the line of what they can put out on Disney Plus. That's how dark Book of Boba Fett's going to be.
I think
Every
that's gonna
episode is going to just be.
It's going to be amazing.
So.
Oh,
It's going to be the Game of Thrones version.
Discord isn't working for Cam. I don't know enough about Ask Swanky. I don't know what to do about it.
Swanky's officially ROTP.
I know
in regards to.
when I clicked on it, the page it took me to just kind of kept looking like it was loading. But if you click on Rise of the Podcast, it should open up to whatever else.
Yeah,
And it's a perma link.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I tested the link earlier. The link should work.
Okay.
I tested it in an incognito window that I was signed out of, and it brought me to the thing. And it's like, oh, you want to sign in? But it was on the Rise of the Podcast page and everything. Robert Rodriguez is directing some episodes of the new Big Deal director.
Ooh, cool.
You're not banned yet, Brad. You are Hank tier, though.
Ha!
What?
So, in
Oh,
in my RPG, I don't have Metagraphic for that yet. Rise of the Podcast gaming playthrough of the Pearl randomizer. I have a Bidoof named Hank, who's level 5 and is just happy to be here. Hey,
hilarious.
Cam's in now. Welcome to the Discord. Just one more time, shameless plug. There is a Discord. The link's in the description. If you want to hang out with us, mostly me because Jeremy and Kara can't be bothered, but I'm there a lot.
I will. I don't post stuff on Facebook. I'm not good at technology, but I'll get there.
You just need to go and just like
you're not good
reply
at
to people's
social
stuff.
media.
I'm not good at social media.
So, anyway,
We have a baby.
You do have a baby, but you also. I'm not gonna start with that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You've made it this part of the video. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of another episode of Rise of the Podcast. Go ahead and give it a like if you want to see more content like this in the future. It shows that you're supporting what we're doing, and we appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time we upload a video or go live. If you want to hang out with us, steer the course of conversation, hanging out with us live is a really fun way to do it. If 3-year-old Chip will be teaching Jeremy how to use Discord. Jeremy's busy licking things. That's why he's not on Discord.
Probably.
Comment down below with how you feel about any of the topics we talked about tonight. We'll carry on the conversation, or at least one of us will carry on the
I
conversation
have to
in the
do
comments.
tell the Magnum story.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
May the force be with you.